Hey there, everyone. It's GG Sober Sun. Kid Bayou, I think it's what this is called. I'm not sure. May the 3rd. May the 3rd. Not May the 2nd. It's May the 3rd. AA thought for the day from the 24-hour daybook reading. AA teaches us to take it easy. We learn how to relax and to stop worrying about the past or the future. To give our resentments and hates and tempers. To give up our resentments and hates and tempers. To stop being critical of people, and to try to help them instead. That's what easy does it means. So in the time that's left to me to live, I'm going to try to take it easy, to relax and not to worry, to try to be helpful to others and to trust God. For what's left of my life, is my motto going to be easy does it? Meditation for the day. I must overcome myself before I can truly forgive other people for injuries done to me. The self in me cannot forgive injuries. The very thought of wrongs means that myself is in the foreground. Since the self cannot forgive, I must overcome my selfishness. I must cease trying to forgive those who fretted and wronged me. It is a mistake for me even to think about these injuries. I must aim at overcoming myself in my daily life, and then I will find there is nothing in me that remembers injury, because the only thing injured, my selfishness, is gone. Well, I think this speaks of sort of walking out, living in our true identity rather than ourself. I think it seems to me, at least that's what I'm learning, that the false self is the part that wants to get more, gain more, achieve more than others. It's the source of competition. It's the source of a lot of pain and anguish in life. And then when we start walking in our true identities, which is our spiritual identity, we leave all that stuff behind. Now, do we still get faked out? Of course we get faked out. We get faked out all the time. I get faked out all the time. But I believe the longer or the more I understand who I truly am, it makes it easier. I don't even think in the same ways. I think the same way as the divine mind, because that's who I'm created in the image of. So if I'm full of self-pity, resentment, yeah, we learn to take it easy, but just how do we do that? We had a speaker meeting this morning at my home group, and he was talking about that psychic change. Well, how does that psychic change come about? Sometimes by the educational variety, and sometimes with a spiritual experience that changes everything. And I think we can have spiritual experiences every day if we want, if we choose to, if we're really being honest about who we are, and rather really being honest about how we feel, what we're afraid of, then higher power can come into that space. And if we ask, what do you want me to know of the higher power? And what do you want me to do? He's welcome in that space. And I'm learning more and more about that. And it's revolutionary and exciting. It's an invitation into a life beyond my wildest dreams. You know, because what do I know about what would make me feel most fulfilled? You hear it all the time. People do great and amazing things, and then they don't feel that fulfilled them. You know, that's what they're known for, kind of thing. But they feel unfulfilled and empty. It's my belief that outside of God, we can't do enough. That's why that's not freedom. Life with God is freedom. Freedom from having to figure it all out. Right? Because we can just ask, what do you want me to know? What do you want me to do? And then do the next right thing. Sometimes it's a struggle. But really, in hindsight, for me, a lot of the quote-unquote struggles were no more effort than it takes to feed myself. I don't really consider that a struggle, especially when I'm hungry. And I can be spiritually hungry as well. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may hold no resentments. I pray that my mind may be washed clean of all past hates and fears. And that's what happens when we have the psychic change. When the psychic change comes about as a result of what God did, not my efforts, right? 'Cause I don't deserve it. You know, I've taken on the saying when people are like, how are you? Better than I deserve. There's a guy named Dave Ramsey who says that all the time on his radio show. And people think that's like self-deprecating. And it's like, no, when you don't deserve anything and you get wonderful things, I'm doing way better than I deserve. You know, like my efforts and my behaviors in the past have not done for me anything but retribution or punishment, and suddenly it's all washed clean. That's revolutionary. And so I don't deserve that. So I'm way better than I deserve, regardless of how I feel about current circumstances. But that's a wonderful thing. And it's a wonderful day, even though it's a little bit gloomy. It's still beautiful. You can see all the birds playing and frolicking. Let's see if I can get in on that blue jay. Hey, blue jay. Just having fun in the rain. Thanks for letting me share, folks. Look up. Aim up. Rise up. Love you.